We are going to pick up Elle. We are going to pick up Elle. All right, she's not answering her phone. I'll be back. Okay. Elle isn't answering her phone, and I've knocked on her door, and she's not answering. So I know she's very sick and has influenza. I hope she's alive. So I guess it might just be me. It might just be me, or... Ooh. I have an idea. Leave it with me. I'll be back. Hi!
Hello.
Who do we have here?
Surprise!
Surprise!
Hi.
Introduce yourself, Dani.
Hi, I'm Dani.
I'm sure everyone knows.
Yeah,
who
I'm an
you are.
F1 fan and content creator, and you might know me as being a crazy Daniel Ricciardo stan. That could also be something.
We love to see it. We love it. Should we go get a coffee?
Let's do it.
How are you feeling? Did you wake up early this morning to watch the race, or did you stay up?
No, we were going to stay up, but
Yeah.
thankfully we did not. We got up at 5 to
Nice.
watch the replay. How about you?
Yeah. I stayed up, well, was not my choice and was not my plan,
Yeah.
but I stayed up for, wait, are we going to the coffee shop here?
It's like just on the actual corner of Toorak Road.
Okay, maybe I'll park here.
Yeah.
I didn't want to stay up, but the mush didn't want to sleep, so,
I mean,
you know, it happens. So
Yeah.
I was like, this is actually kind of good because I get to watch the start of the race.
which was, definitely a start.
Definitely a start, to say the least. And then I was like, damn it, I've stayed up for this.
That's
And
the thing.
nothing's happening, which
Yeah.
we will get into. But let's go get a coffee and we'll be
Yes.
back.
BRB.
BRB. Hello.
We're back.
Coffee in hand. All right, let's drive. And by
Let's drive.
let's drive, I mean I'll drive.
Cat's driving. I'm not driving.
You are passenger princess, my friend.
Always.
Let's get into F1 news. What's happened in the news cycle this last week? Okay, well, I don't know if you saw, Dani, about Carlos Sainz's dad, Carlos Sainz Sr.
I did.
So, for those that didn't know, he was in the running. Well, I don't exactly understand how this election works, but
Yeah.
he wanted to challenge Mohammed Ben Sulayem for his presidency at the FIA, because I
Yep.
think there's elections coming up later this year, and I was all for Carlos Sainz Sr. for president.
Me too. Like, I get why he wouldn't want to, but I wish he did want to. Yeah.
I know something fishy there. I'm like, did he somehow get iced out, or I don't know.
I would love to know how it all works.
Same, but I'm really bummed. So basically, he's pulled out, and we're not going to see Carlos Sainz Sr. as president, which is such a bummer.
Yeah. I'm very interested to see. Yeah, I don't even know how that whole situation works.
No, and
I'd love
honestly,
to know.
I think like it's just like most things, it's probably just money,
Yeah.
and I just think that Mohammed Ben Sulayem will probably stay in that position.
Yeah, I don't think he's going. You will have to, like, peel him off his seat.
Yeah,
He's not leaving.
Yeah, he's like, no, I've done enough, and I need my name cemented into here.
100%.
But hey, you saw the F1 movie last week, did you?
I did.
Did you enjoy
I
it?
did. I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
I feel like we probably have similar thoughts.
Yeah.
I struggled to go in not being an F1 fan. And like the
Yeah.
racing scenes and everything on the big screen, like the whole time, whenever the racing scenes came on, I was like, I would love to watch a race on a screen this big. Like, this is
Oh my gosh,
incredible.
I know.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
I just felt like the storyline was just too Hollywood for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I don't like movies like that normally, so it's got nothing to really do with the movie itself. It's just how I feel.
Yeah.
But I think it was fun, and I went with like a bunch of Melbourne Formula One girls, so that was cute.
Fun.
Having a day out.
Love that.
Yeah.
Well, the movie, I think it's like, that was the day that it officially came out, right? I think it was last week. Yeah. So just in that weekend, it grossed 144 million in the box office.
Wow.
Which is wild.
That's like, I'm pretty sure they're only spent around
Only.
300 million. So
Oh, really?
They've already made half of it back
In a weekend.
in a weekend.
That's insane.
Wow.
That's insane. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a lot of money in Hollywood, and there's
And an F1.
and in F1, so it's a win-win. But yeah, good job to them. And then the other thing that I saw pop up is, well, I mean, obviously we had Austria Grand Prix this weekend, and Austria's been extended.
So exciting.
Yeah.
It's like one of my top 3
Is it?
bucket list.
Oh, bucket list, yeah.
Yeah. And I love the track, but I want to go so bad. So
It's such a good track.
I've got till 2041 to make my
Yeah,
way now. So I've got time.
You've got till 2041. So I think it's one of the tracks with the longest contract extension from memory.
Yeah,
So
I would say so.
it's such an epic track as
So
well.
good.
Like it's that uphill as well.
And in the heat that they
And
just had.
heat. Also, I was very like unsure what was going to happen this weekend because it was pouring rain at the
Yeah.
beginning of the weekend,
Yeah.
and then it kind of just cleared up.
I totally forgot it even rained. And I'm pretty sure when they got there it was like hailing.
Yep.
Everyone was like holding the hailing stone.
Yeah, I think at one point I was like, is it even going to go ahead?
So it's just Melbourne all over again.
It's
really. It's the same
literally,
weather.
literally Melbourne all over
Apart
again.
from they got a dry roast and we did not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Social corner. Let's get into it. Social corner.
Social corner. Is that the unofficial jingle?
I know, we're always like, we need to make a jingle and then we
Yeah.
just sing it and, you know,
That's okay.
well, we're not singers.
Can do whatever you like.
You can do whatever you like. You can do whatever you like.
Yeah.
But did you see the lovely little moment between Lewis Hamilton and Franco?
I did. Oh my god. Can you imagine being invited to go on Lewis Hamilton's private jet?
Literally. Well, for those that missed it, Franco Colapinto was like, "Oh, I'm flying to London." I don't know. He must have been having a chat with Lewis about it, and he was going to catch his EasyJet flight, and Lewis was like, "No.
You're with me.
You're with me. Come on my private jet." Bless.
Can you imagine, was he texting, like, his parents being like, oh my god, I'm going
This
on
is the best
Lewis's
day of my
jet.
life.
Literally.
Well, he did say, he said that was the best plane trip of my life.
Oh my god, I didn't see that.
And he was like, it was the first time I flew private, and it was the best plane trip of my life, rightfully so.
Yeah.
And he said that they had all these beautiful chats, and
Oh my god.
imagine the stories that he'd tell you. You just
Oh
be
my
sitting
God.
there like shaking, like.
One of my, like, random dreams, if you will, is being on Max's private jet. Have you seen that clip from years ago? It's like him, Daniel, and Nico Hulkenberg, and Max is
They're
really
like,
drunk.
"Ah,
That, I want that.
ah." Yeah, I want. Oh, that's like a very niche dream, but like, could
Yeah.
it be possible? Potentially.
Maybe.
Potentially.
I'll let you know.
Well, on the topic of Max, did you see the clip of him and his cat talking about? Yeah, there was like a Twitch clip that came up, and initially I think it was during. I think it was like after quali, and someone asked him about quali, and he was like, "Oh, let's not talk about that."
I saw that. Yeah.
At that,
Yeah.
and then he started talking about his cats.
Oh my god. I love this.
And so someone was like, "Oh, your cat that looks like he's been whacked across the face with a fry pan," which is like not very nice thing to say.
No.
And he was like, "Oh," and I'm sure you've seen because you're obviously, for those who don't know, Dani loves Max.
I do. We're a Max household.
Max household. But you know how he gets really passionate about his cats.
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
same. He was like talking about how his cat, like his hair goes up and he, you know, has like, what is a British short head?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, I need to find this clip.
I love that passion of
Yeah.
of the cats. But yeah, he was talking about them on his Twitch, and I just think it would be great for a fan to like be on Twitch and then suddenly you come across Max.
Right. Yeah, true.
You're like, this is great.
I loved, it was like COVID times when there was no racing, and it was
Oh.
Lando, George, Alex. Was
Yeah.
there one more?
I thought Charles was involved
Yeah,
with it, yeah?
it's in the banana suit, yeah.
Yep.
That was like
The
peak.
bananas.
Yeah.
That was peak Twitch.
Yeah, I loved that.
I wish I was, are you on Twitch?
I've used it. I don't use it enough.
Yeah, I
But-
have not.
And I feel like it's like races. If they're streaming, I'm asleep. I probably
Yeah.
would wake up for a Max Verstappen cat stream though.
Yeah.
Maybe need
I
to get
don't
on
even
that.
understand how it works.
Neither. I guess
So it's like you sign up and you basically are with, like, in a
it's like
virtual room or something with them?
yeah, it's kind of just like a live stream. It's just
Right, and you're just
a
watching.
platform dedicated just to live streaming.
Right, and then you're
And
commenting.
you can comment and like send them money. Not that you're going to send. I mean, you can
Sure.
send Max $5 for a coffee.
Oh,
I'm sure I would love that. Like
oh
you
my
can send them
gosh.
money and stuff.
Because I know Luke does live, like Twitch. You know Luke F1 Luke?
Yeah.
He does
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it used to, like when I used Twitch because I like gaming.
Yeah.
That was what I used it for, to like watch other people play games, and that's kind of where it started,
Right.
from my knowledge. Was it was a
Yeah.
gaming thing?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, and now it's like you can kind of just do whatever on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish they'd bring back. I mean, Lando goes live sometimes, but yeah, those days were just like They were young.
They're too
they didn't
busy
care.
now.
Yeah, they're too busy.
Or they want to they have money now and they're like, we just want to spend our free time doing
Yeah, I don't want to talk to you in my spare time.
Yeah, except for, I feel like except for Max.
Except for
Max is,
Max.
Max
Yeah.
is like, I will always game.
I did see, speaking of Max and Twitch, after the race, which we will obviously get into, he was watching his team win the 24-hour Spa afterwards. So he was fine.
Yeah.
He was like,
he
cool,
was
I'm going to
good.
go watch my boys.
But that's like typical of him. He always like he'd be great in Le Mans because he usually stays up anyway for like.
I think he'll do it.
I think he'll do it too.
Yeah.
I think he'll definitely do it.
Yeah.
I mean, on the topic of that, or should we get into that after his little claws?
Ooh.
Maybe we could. Okay, that's a little breadcrumb for
Yeah.
people. That's a little breadcrumb. But last thing on Social Corner I want to talk about was the photo, the iconic photo,
The family dinner.
the family dinner.
Yeah.
I love that. So for those that missed it, there was a dinner with all the drivers. I know like Stefano Domenicali was there. A couple of other people in the F1 world. They had a dinner in Austria, I think on the Thursday.
I think it was Thursday.
And it's just,
I love when this happens.
I love when
It's-
it's been happening more this
It
season,
has.
right?
I feel like we had to wait until the end of the season and it'd be like one big dinner.
One big dinner.
We're getting fed.
We're getting fed lots of, and it's just like, I love like looking at it and saying like, okay, that person's next to that person. Oh, that person's not there.
George literally splitting Lewis and Charles. Like,
Yeah.
he misses Lewis.
He does.
He does.
He does. He definitely does.
And he
miss
looks
Lewis.
so happy to be sitting where he's sitting.
I know.
And then I saw like a meme made of it. It's like the children's side of the table and it's like all the rookies just like peeking in.
Yeah, it's so true. But then like Kimi was the only one. He was like next to Stefano, and I'm like, oh, he looks like such a little teacher's pet.
Right? Imagine like,
do
surely, are
love
they
him, though.
nervous? Do you think?
Probably.
I think I'd be nervous.
But then I wonder because they're both Italian, they have that like that one
Yeah, that makes sense.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to
Who
be a
would you
fly on
sit
the wall.
beside?
Oh,
Yeah, that's a hard question. Or in between. Who would you want to sit in between?
Like just because, and it's so funny because obviously Carlos isn't at Ferrari anymore. Oh, but I was gonna say next to Charles and Carlos, but then maybe I'm like, I would love to like pick Lewis's brain, like that, like what we were saying before about the plane.
Yeah.
The stories that Lewis would have, and he just seems like such a like
You just want to have a
wise,
conversation.
a wise person I want to chat with. But then like sitting next to Lando would be hilarious.
Like imagine sitting in between, because were Lando and Carlos beside each other?
I think yes, they were.
Imagine
They
being
were,
in
and Lando was
between.
like,
Yeah. He's like, my boy is back.
yeah,
Yeah.
my
Oh
bestie.
my God, yeah, that's
That bromance.
I love it. I also miss those days.
Who would you?
Lando.
Me too. Who would you sit next to?
I actually did one of these on like a meme. They like had a plane seat, and you had to, I think F1 posted it on Instagram.
Yeah.
You had to pick, and they'd put Max and Liam with like an empty seat in the middle. I was like, I'd go there.
Yeah, you would go
obviously.
there.
Yeah, I would go there. I'd love to talk to Max about cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we could bond.
Well, you would have like a whole plane trip dedicated to that.
100%.
Definitely good bonding. I
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
I
tough.
think
I'd
like
to,
Lewis
seat hop.
Lewis wisdom, Lando comedy, but then like Carlos, 'cause I can speak to him in Spanish, but then Charles.
Maybe you can be in between Lewis and Lando, and then the other two can be on the other side. like opposite.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Okay,
Love it. I reckon we need to get into the race.
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Look, I'm glad that I didn't stay up. Sorry to rub it in, but
No, I didn't stay up for the whole thing.
Okay, you did
I
go to
was
bed.
like, I need to go to sleep, and then I
Yeah.
watched the rest this morning.
I mean, we can't even start at the start. We have to start before the start.
Formation. I know. So for those that missed it, Carlos had a sunny moment. If you haven't watched the F1 movie, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, I just feel like that itself. The fact that he obviously wasn't a fan of the movie, and now everyone's comparing him to the main character. Poor guy.
Yeah, well, giving something away in the movie, but there is a scene where Brad Pitt is sitting in the car and it's formation. Is it formation lap? No, it's the start of the race because there's weird things in the movie, like there's no quali. I kept going to Elle, there's no quali. Why isn't there quali?
Yeah. We're like, oh, he did well in qualifying. Well, I didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
So it didn't count.
So there was also no formation laps, I don't think.
No.
But he's sitting in his car and he's like, the car isn't going. And the same thing happened to Carlos this weekend. It was like he was stuck in first gear or something and couldn't drive.
Yeah, and then I saw fire.
And then there was smoke and fire.
Yeah.
So that happened to Carlos. Then he had to do I don't know, he managed to do a lap, then went back into the pits, and then the car was like properly on fire.
Yeah. Great.
Which was
And then did that delay the start?
That delayed the start. So then it was like another 15 minutes, but my Gabriel wasn't asleep. So I was like, cool, I'll still stay awake and I'll keep watching.
Perfect.
So he was out. And then fantastic start for the McLarens.
Oh, absolutely.
Oscar overtook Charles, which was obviously, you know, for me, I mean, I don't know if you know Dani, but I'm a big Ferrari fan.
Yeah.
But this season I feel like I
feel like everyone's dabbling a little bit in McLaren.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, they did do, like, relatively well, the Ferraris.
They did.
And good on Oscar for overtaking Charles. Like, he was obviously more dominant. So, well done, Oscar. I'm proud of you. We'll take it. But a few other things that happened early on, obviously a crash with your boy.
Yeah.
Oh, not a crash, actually.
Well, it wasn't really a crash. It was just a torpedo.
Yeah.
I keep seeing memes of Kimi, like, transforming into Daniel Kvyat. In that clip.
Oh.
We all know the torpedo clip, I'm sure.
We all know it.
But yes, Kimi, it was a lock-up. Yeah?
Yeah, Kimi locked up.
He just went straight through.
Yeah,
almost took out both of my boys.
Yeah.
Thank God. Almost took out Liam. Well, Liam did kind of get pushed off. Max completely off.
Yeah.
But Liam managed to salvage that.
It was interesting though because, Max, so for those that missed it, Kimi bumped Max off. It didn't even look that bad, but it just shows, like, it just depends where a car is hit and how they will be affected by it.
Yeah.
So poor Max DNF'd. I know that, like, I did see you posted something about this, and I initially thought this. I was, in my head, I thought, oh, Max is going to be, because I'm sorry, but I was like, Max is going to be a dick about this, and he was so lovely.
He was so nice.
I feel like his, like, paternal side kind of came out.
100%. And I'm going to get a bit conspiracy here.
Ooh.
And I guess this can dabble into what we left breadcrumbs to before.
Yep.
We all know that Toto wants Max.
Yep.
And Mercedes. Sorry, George. And Kimi would obviously be his teammate.
Yep.
Kimi then takes out Max. Max is really nice about it.
Yeah.
And I just feel like if that was to happen, it would be so poetic that Kimi taking out Max was the reason that his clause was triggered. So,
which we will get into later.
Just if that was Kimi that did that and made it all happen at the Red Bull ring as well, and then that would be his future teammate, I just feel like the stars are all aligning.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah.
I like this a lot.
Yeah.
It was,
Like Max, he just didn't really care.
He didn't care. Initially he did say something on the team radio, was like, what the fuck or something.
Yeah.
And then afterwards he was so kind.
He just got out and did he give a wee pat on the back?
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Bless.
Bless. He must, you know what? He must have like a soft spot for him.
I think so.
I mean, who doesn't have a soft spot for Kimi?
Yeah.
Literally, I think for all the rookies especially, you know, this is where the drivers that have been in their seats for and that have a lot more experience need to kind of come to them with a bit more grace.
Yeah.
Grace, exactly. Yeah. And especially they look up to a lot of them but yeah, 100%. That was a really cute moment.
It was nice.
Bummer though, because after the week before, Kimi's first podium.
I know.
I feel like he keeps he does a really good race and then he DNFs and then a really good
race.
It was
it was his home race, DNF'd and then podium and then this.
DNF.
So
hopefully Silverstone.
Hopefully.
Another podium for you, Kimi?
Do you know what? I can see him getting a podium and George not, because it'd be George's home race.
Yeah.
So I can see that happening.
Oh, actually on that, I don't know if you saw, side note, the Lando stand? They've done a Lando stand in Silverstone and it's sold out, I think they said.
I've got a couple of people that I know from here that are going to the Lando stand.
To the Lando stand. Oh my God, that's so exciting.
To see. And he's having a pop-up shop with all his merch, at the track. It's basically the Lando Grand Prix.
Lando's GP.
Yeah, while we're talking about Kimi, he does now unfortunately have a 3-place grid penalty.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Silverstone, so everything we just said, maybe take it back.
Yeah, true. Or he could redeem himself.
Maybe he'll have the best race of his life.
Wow. When did that come out? Shortly after?
A couple, it would have been 10 a.m. or something.
Okay.
For us.
Oh, Kimi.
I know.
It is. It's a part of it.
Yeah.
It's a part of it.
Let's just hope he qualifies well.
Exactly.
That
That's
will make
so
all
true.
the difference.
That is so true. I mean, I think the other incident as well was Yuki and Franco.
Yes, a couple.
Yeah. Multiple. I feel bad because Yuki, I read this morning that Yuki had to disable his comments.
I did see that.
I'm so sick of I'm so sick of the bullying and the racism.
And it's not what's the point?
What's the point? And it's so unfair.
It's so unfair.
Look, I get that things happen and people get frustrated and
100%.
drivers get frustrated and people are passionate, but
that's not passion.
No, it's not. No, it's not. And I understand as well, yeah, it's frustrating and yeah, it was an error, but no need to be a dick.
But then it kind of happened again.
And it happened
again. And then Franco pushed Oscar off.
Yeah.
When Oscar was trying to, he was lapping them.
Yeah.
So I just don't, it's never justified.
It's never justified,
The fact that he had to turn his comments off. Imagine coming out of a race where you haven't done well all weekend.
Yep.
And then you have to come to Instagram and turn off your comments. That would be the last thing you'd want to think about.
I know, the poor thing.
Yeah.
Look, I do feel for Franco as well.
Yeah, me
where
too.
I think feels like he's got so much pressure on his shoulders.
So much.
And again, he's so young, he's a rookie, it's a lot of pressure. I'm I couldn't handle that pressure even at this age.
Couldn't handle it. No, not at all. Not even an inch of that pressure.
Literally not an inch. So I do feel for him, but yeah, not great for Yuki. But I mean, on the topic of Red Bull and Red Bull as a whole,
this is my time to shine.
This is your time to shine.
Yeah. Well, if you couldn't tell by the accent, I am a Kiwi. So it was a great day to be a New Zealander, let's just say. Liam obviously qualified P6 and then he finished P6.
Insane.
So good. I was scared.
Yeah.
He almost didn't even continue. He almost went out with Max and Kimi, which someone was looking over him.
It was you.
It was me.
It was your charm.
Wait, let me pull it up.
Yeah, get your charm up. We need to see it.
I put this on my bag for the F1 movie because I didn't have merch to wear, so I was like, I'll just bring a little something.
Yep.
So I have this F1
so
keychain.
Cute.
And then someone at the Austrian GP gave me this Liam badge. I don't know how well you can see, but I've had that on all week.
Oh, cute.
And he had his best finish, so I guess that's never coming off.
That's
now.
never coming off now. You just have to.
It's literally a good luck charm. Yeah.
It's
100%.
He performed the best out of the 4 Red Bull drivers.
All Red Bulls. And in quali as well. I saw people saying, he got lucky with the yellow flag. I'm like, he went out there today and a 1-stop, mind you.
I was going to say, he did a 1-stop.
Yeah.
The way, I love, because, there's been so much commentary about Liam. And again, it's a lot of pressure on the rookies. But, look, he's not even performing in the Racing Bulls. But I'm like, no, he can perform. And especially last season when we saw him in the car.
He's already proved himself.
He has. He's definitely proved himself. Another rookie as well, which I was very proud of, was Gabriel. He got his first points.
It was a great day for the rookies.
Yeah, apart from Kimi. Sorry, Kimi. Yeah, he got his first points. He outperformed Nico.
Amazing. And got driver of the day.
Driver of the day, which I was going to say, he was probably one of my driver of the days, which we can get into.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did so well. And also, I don't know if you saw the little moment between him and Fernando Alonso.
I did.
So those who didn't know, Fernando's is he his performance coach? Is that what?
Manager.
Or manager?
I think they were saying manager.
Which I didn't realize that was, I don't want to say legal.
It's I feel like this is definitely probably the first time it's happened.
Yeah.
Because I remember in F2, that always panned to Fernando looking at him if he was on the podium.
Yes.
And honestly, they probably didn't think that he would be racing him at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
But we know Fernando's a rookie in his own right as well, so
yeah,
that's why he's there.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's his rookie.
His rookie, exactly. So it was really sweet seeing that on track. But yeah, did you have a driver of the day?
It's got to be Liam.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. He did so well. Him and Fernando were the only ones that did a 1-stop.
Yeah.
And in the heat, when they said that over the radio, I was a bit nervous.
Yeah.
I was a bit nervous.
There was a lot of commentary about the heat from the drivers. I always feel for them when they're...
Being at the Oz GP as a spectator in 36 degrees,
Yeah.
couldn't imagine doing what
Agreed.
they're doing in a full suit and all of that.
Oh, I've put on a racing suit before.
Yeah.
For a drive day.
Yeah.
And it was a very hot day. It was in a kind of rally car.
Yep.
And I remember thinking, like, ugh, I'm so like, the worst part about it was being uncomfortable and hot.
I hate being uncomfortable and hot.
Yeah, and the thought of, like, I thought, oh my God, like, just another level of respect. Like, and the fact that F1 drivers are so
Yeah, like that.
crammed and
They can't just, like, move and get some fresh air.
insane.
Yeah, true.
Insane. Well, yeah, so I think my driver of the day, I was going to say Lando. Like, I'm very proud that he managed to keep it together.
Yeah, he did really well.
He did really well. He won, for those who didn't see.
And Oscar was putting on the pressure.
Oscar was putting on the pressure.
Yeah.
That was my biggest fear. I was like nowadays, my biggest fear is just that it's going to get ruined. I don't want to say Lando's going to ruin it for both of them, but it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
And I'm really proud. Like, I feel like this season, like, Lando has, like, done a complete 180. I don't know who, I don't know, like, if he's, like, talking to a psychologist or a new performance coach, or I don't know whatever they're doing.
I would like some tips.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Give us some tips.
Yeah,
we need the tips.
That.
We need the tips. But
he has shown so much more maturity.
He has.
And it shows.
It shows.
Yeah.
It shows.
100%.
Yeah. So I think he did really well, and good on him for holding off Oscar. Obviously, you know, love to see Oscar come first, but
maybe next week.
Maybe next week. But we need to discuss this clause.
Yeah.
Please.
So,
fill me in.
I don't know if it's even confirmed. I feel like it's confirmed.
We're doing quotation.
Yeah.
Bunnies.
Red Bull hasn't said anything, but everyone else has.
Yeah.
So, Max's clause to exit Red Bull early, because right now he's in contract till 2028, which, with how Red Bull's going right now, he is not staying till 2028.
No.
Sorry. The clause was, if Max is below second in the driver's standings, which he is.
Yes.
And if Red Bull, I think it was below second or third in the constructors, which they now are, because obviously no points for either of them today. So that clause has now been triggered.
Isn't it funny how it's like, trigger the clause?
It's like push that
button.
Yeah, and Toto will be on the phone.
I mean, but apparently, because I read even before this weekend, Toto. I mean, we've been talking about this. We've been talking about Toto in talks with Max Verstappen.
Yeah. It's been going on for ages.
Yeah.
But I did read that I think George said, like, he confirmed that Toto had been talking to Max. So, like,
I actually had this flash in my head this morning of, like, Max in a Mercedes suit.
I would love.
This will be huge. Like, this is like Lewis going to Ferrari vibes.
But I feel like it's even not bigger than that, but it's just crazier because of obviously how Max came in and was just battling with Mercedes. It was literally Max versus Mercedes. And obviously 2021.
Yeah.
If you watched that and then said that Max would be driving for Mercedes and Toto, like, you would never believe that.
And it's one of those things as well. I mean, we could do a whole episode on this, but just like, obviously Max loves winning.
Yeah. And
he's not. And I know Elle and I have said, like, would Max just retire and, like, do his dad life thing?
Yeah.
Or will he? Because he doesn't want to be in a car that isn't performing.
And he's said so many times, like, he doesn't care what records he has. Like, he'll go when he's ready to go.
Yeah.
And that time is creeping.
It's creeping.
And he's so young. I think he's 28.
Yeah.
And he's already been in there, like, I think it's 10 years, isn't
it?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine being 18 and staying in your job until you're 28.
Yeah, most people don't do that, especially that generation.
And no.
No.
Cannot relate to that.
No. Wow, well, watch this space.
We'll
see.
I hope so.
I will do green flag and red flag. Yes. So, yes, we do a green flag and red flag. Your great moment, your favourite moment, and your not so great moment of last week. Do you want me to start it off, or do you want to start off?
I think I have a green flag.
Yep.
Mine is, of course, I've got to mention Daniel Ricciardo at least twice. He has his own karting series. And he went to the track and met all the kids that are participating in his cute. Daniel Ricciardo karting series.
Oh, bless.
Where was that?
Like, was that
I think it's in America. Yeah. I'm not actually 100% sure because he's been, like, in New York lately.
Yep.
I don't have his locations
rocking his
on.
Beard, but
that's a whole other thing.
Not a fan of.
Yeah. Hopefully we get rid of that soon. I did also see that he is being linked to Cadillac again, but
I did see that too.
I don't know if that's a green flag or a red flag for me. What was your green flag?
So, my green flag for the week. Well, I'll start off with my red flag because it's fresh.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say Gabriel not sleeping, but it's such a small red flag. It's this matcha. It was like $10 as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And I drank it and I was like, tastes like dirt.
There's nothing worse.
Nothing worse. And I got it because I'd already had a coffee. Well, I had 2 coffees. And I was like, I'll have a matcha because it's a slow burn. And that was silly.
It is a slow burn because it's going to sit here for
Yeah.
another couple of hours.
Yeah, and then it'll be in the bin.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a red
And
flag.
Yeah, that's a red flag. That's
Yeah.
definitely a red flag. And then my green flag for the week is, I'm like, what did I even do this week? I literally had one in my head and now I don't remember. Wait, what's your red flag?
My red flag, I feel like I don't even remember last week.
Yeah. That's good that you don't have a red flag.
Yeah, maybe I don't.
Mm.
Do you know what my red flag's going to be? I'm going to make it about the race. Obviously, Max DNFing, not great.
Yeah,
but it was
not great.
seeing Bernie Eccleston on the podium.
Mm.
Not a fan of that.
Yeah.
Didn't like that.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Good
red
call.
flag.
Good
yeah.
call. I was going to say, I know what my green flag is.
Yeah.
Elle and I went and did high tea last week with the mush and it was really lovely.
Love
At
that.
Crown, yeah.
Oh,
Just
gorge.
yummy food and some yummy champagne and
Love.
yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh my God, isn't it funny? This boy, for a second, I was like, is that Kimi Antonelli?
Oh my God, they've literally got the same haircut.
Same haircut, definitely not him.
The dog kind of has the same haircut too.
The dog, oh, it's literally like when dogs look like their owners. That is that.
100%.
Oh, but I think that's all we've got time for this week. I have loved having you.
I've loved being here.
We will definitely have you back.
Thank you. You see me pop up in the back seat.
Yeah. Hi. Hello.
Just don't leave.
It's me. We should do something like after Oz GP. We can do like a race recap or something.
Yeah. Then that can like cure the depression. after the
Yeah.
race.
Oh, yeah, because we were talking about that before. It's always very depressing.
It is. It's still kind of lingering, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's all right.
That's right. And Elle, I hope you're alive somewhere.
Yes, we feel better. Hope
Yes.
we feel better, and
But it's been great having you.
thank you. Albeit by the circumstances.
Albeit by the circumstances. But thank you for listening, everyone. Make sure you like, subscribe, all the above, and we'll see you next week.